Hey everybody, we are here with the final TWID before the final shape, which is just crazy. It's actually coming out next week, so I will be streaming for like 30 hours or something that I have planned. Please come by, say hi. If you like Twitch, if you watch people over on Twitch, I do have a Twitch channel that I stream to. Links are in the description, so if you prefer that, do Twitch. I also stream on YouTube at the same time, so you can catch me on YouTube as well. But I'm very excited for that. I hope you guys are as well. This is one of the most exciting moments in the Destiny timeline. We've been waiting for this for 10 years for the end of the Light and Darkness saga, so it's going to be very exciting. We only get these expansions once per year, so yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Intro out of the way. First, let's cover this. So the final shape got leaked, like literally the expansion got leaked this morning to a few select players on PlayStation. Due to some issues, I thankfully have avoided social media. I don't know anything about any of these spoilers, so I haven't looked at anything. I would advise you to do the same because, let's be honest, like we all want to experience this at the same time. It ruins the fun if you look up this stuff because it's just fun discovering that stuff on your own, you know? I hope you guys are like that as well. Maybe I'm just weird, but don't worry, I'm not going to cover any of that stuff today. I've even avoided some of the spoilers that, not spoilers, but some of the stuff that Bungie has already leaked, like the new exotic weapons and armor. I haven't done like deep dives on that stuff yet because I just want to experience it for myself. So hope you guys understand that, but let's get into this. So first off, we have a Dungeons and Dragons collab, and this armor looks crazy. I haven't seen the trailer yet. I started it and like, you know what? I'm gonna watch it with everybody. So we'll get to that in a second, but artifact preview, world first raid details, display art for the Pantheon. Most of this stuff doesn't really matter, so let's go on and play this. So this is the Dungeons and Dragons new armor set collaboration. That Cthulhu is so sick. I don't know, I've never played Dungeons & Dragons, but I'm seeing a lot of stuff here that I'm sure all of you guys are like, oh my gosh, they've added this to the game. I think these are some of the best looking armor sets that they've come out with. These should be available for Bright Dust at some point, so they will of course be available for silver. If you don't want to wait for that, usually they'll release like one piece of armor here and there throughout the season, or I guess we'll call them episodes now. But I mean, really cool. Like this is a great collab, even though I don't know anything about Dungeons and Dragons other than Stranger Things. But there you go. That is the collab there. We have a statue, a figurine of Tyrant Beholder. So again, I don't know what that is, but it looks cool. And I believe that this will be a ghost shell. I think they might have even showed it in the trailer just now, but I might have missed it. Either way, very cool. And here we go. This is the kind of the meat and potatoes of the article here. Let's go over the new artifact. So episodic artifact. We're not calling them seasonal artifacts anymore. We'll call them episodic artifacts. The three subclasses featured are Solar, Void, and Arc. So we're going light this time. This is the first time in 4 seasons that we haven't had Strand as a featured element. So that's interesting. We just have light, as well as swords and long-range weapons such as sniper rifles. So this is the Hunter's Journal, a very interesting looking artifact. Anti-barrier pulse, unstoppable sidearm, unstoppable scout, overload hand cannon, anti-barrier machine gun, our SMG. I do like this one. Anything auto for anti-barrier, I typically like a little bit better. Not sure how I feel about overload hand cannon. Unstoppable scout rifle is always great. In Grandmaster Nightfalls, you can just stay back at a safe distance and pop them with one shot to stun them. So it's at least safer than like unstoppable shotgun, where you have to get right in their face to do it. Unstoppable sidearm, that's one where you kind of have to get up close and personal with them. Whatever. We do have new rocket sidearms that are coming to the game though, so including Indebted Kindness, so you can probably stay a little bit far away and deal significant damage there. I think my groceries got the... All right, I am back. My groceries just got here. Had to go to the door, but okay. Logic Reductor, weapons with the Radiolaria Transposer Origin perk. Okay, so that is going to be from a new weapon set. I don't know what weapon set this is on. I think I have an idea, but I'm not going to share it because I don't want to spoil anything. But it deals increased damage to the Vex, Extends the duration of the radial area pools. So that's the Vex Milk white stuff that you'll see on like Nessus, for example, created by the radial area transposer. So that actually sounds like kind of an interesting origin trait. Maybe it'll be like Vault of Glass where you kill the fanatics and you get like a little pool that drops. And then Overcharged Armory, weapons with a dealer's choice, radial area transposer, collective purpose, and sundering origin traits are always overcharged weapons for you when that modifier is active. So they usually have a perk like this within the artifact every season. Authorized mod, Elemental Charge. The energy cost of Elemental Charge mods are significantly discounted. Okay, next one here, Saint's Inspiration. Rounds loaded by the Cast No Shadows origin perk can overflow the magazine. I don't know, obviously we don't know what Cast No Shadows does yet, but some overflowing is kind of nice, and that also confirms another weapon set there, so great. All right, and Winning Hand while using weapons with a dealer's choice origin trait. We've already known that that is the origin trait that's on the set from the Pale Heart, so we'll get those at the new destination. Combatant Precision Final Blows or rapidly defeating combatants cause the target to explode, dealing solar damage to nearby enemies. So almost like a version of Incandescent, I guess. Have several equipped weapons with a dealer's choice origin trait to increase the effect of the explosion. This one could be interesting. This one, depending on how powerful this is, this almost seems like it belongs in the third or fourth column. All right, Elemental Siphon, rapid final blows with a kinetic weapon or a weapon matching your equipped super. Create an elemental pickup that matches your equipped super. So those are the Void Leeches, the Arc Traces, the Fire Sprites, all that. Stasis Shard, Tangle, it should equip, or it should drop one of those with Elemental Siphon. I like this. This is a cool idea. Overload Sword. Pretty obvious. It does overload damage, or it's strong against overload champions. So I don't know how often we're going to want to use swords against an overload, but there are some sword perks here that we'll go over, which make swords seem like they really want us to use them. So Creeping Chill, stasis weapon final blows against slowed or frozen targets release a burst that slows. Kind of reminds me of one of the artifact perks that we have right now, where it sends out like a little detonation of a stasis blast that slows enemies. Could be something similar. Press the Advantage. Breaking a combatant's shield grants increased weapon stability, handling, and reload speed. Swords gain increased guard resistance. I don't know how often I would ever use this. This is not my kind of perk here. Threaded Blast. Destroying a tangle with a strand weapon creates a larger and more damaging explosion. We've had this one in the artifact a few times now, I think, or at least something very similar to it. Counter Energy. When you or a member of your fire team stuns a champion, you gain energy for your least charged ability. Off the bat, sounds like it's not very strong, but if it's like a 50% recharge of your ability, then I mean, it could be cool for ability spam. Blade Stamina. Rapidly defeating combatants with a sword refunds some ammo. So it's basically Relentless Strikes? Or what's the one that refunds your ammo? I can't remember right now, but it's almost like a doubled up version of that perk. So kind of cool. Void Hegemony. No idea if I said that right. While you have a Void or Prismatic subclass equipped, defeating weakened targets provides a small Void overshield. So it's pretty easy to weaken targets. There's a lot of ways that you can do that. And if this Void overshield provides like a decent amount of overshield, I can see this one definitely being used. I've been wanting Void to be strong or featured for a while now. I'm excited to use Void Titan, or yeah, Void Titan again. Void anything really. And so yeah, combining this with things like Repulsor Brace to get you even easier overshield. Bastion Aspect on Titan, like you could just be a walking tank with this. So Radiant Orbs. While you have a solar or prismatic subclass equipped, picking up an orb of power makes you radiant. Very easy to get radiant this season with the artifact. This is going to just make it, again, really easy to get radiant while you have solar or prismatic equipped. So love it. Galvanic Armor. While you have an arc or prismatic subclass equipped, incoming damage from combatants is reduced while amplified. So almost like a Spark of Resistance. We'll see if that combos with Spark of Resistance, because finally this might be a way to get a little bit more DR on arc, because I know it's just, you feel so weak on Arc Titan while running arc. At least I do. I do like this one, Prismatic Transfer. When you cast your super, each member of your fire team with a super type different than yours gains a bonus to weapon damage. So if it's like something to where all 6 of you are different subclasses and it's like a 50% or a 60% damage buff, I doubt they would do that. But if it's like something crazy, this could be a make or break for the contest mode raid and getting you through those DPS phases. Really with any contest mode raid, one of the biggest things that people struggle with is putting out enough damage. So if everyone has this and they're able to get big buffs on their weapon damage, this could be huge. So I like that. Argent Blade, while you have armor charge, dealing damage with a sword consumes an armor charge and empowers your sword for a short time, granting it bonus damage and energy charge rate. So this is, again, this is like they're really pushing swords. I can see this being really useful in Crota, maybe getting easier one phases. I'm hoping this is kind of teasing us to the fact that we're going to have a lot of enemies that, or a lot of encounters that require us to use a sword, or sword's the best. Really, it's just Crota and maybe pulling out your Lament for Atrax 1 for final damage phase. But that is the only time I'm ever using a sword for damage. So I think, like I said, they're really trying to get us to use swords here. Expanding Abyss. Void sources deal increased damage to weakened targets. So again, it combines with Void Hegemony here. So defeating weakened targets provides a small overshield, and you're going to deal increased damage to weakened targets. So from void sources. So you want to output as much void damage as possible. Shield Crush. While you have Woven Mail, Frost Armor, or a Void Overshield, your melee recharges faster, deals increased damage. And then on the other side, while you have Amplified or Radiant from Solar or Arc, your grenade recharges faster and deals increased damage. So benefits from every subclass here. You're going to get a little bit different result. If you're wondering what Frost Armor is, I did a video on it last week. They announced it last week, told us what it is. Long story short, it is damage resistance that stacks up to, at max with the right aspects and fragments, you're looking at about 36% damage resist, which is very similar to Woven Mail. So there you go. Then we have Transference. Gain increased grenade and melee damage while Transcendent. Weapon final blows while Transcendent. Refund light and dark energy after Transcendence ends. And Transcendence, just to recap, that is the new prismatic thing that we get with it, where it's bars that's going to be underneath your super meter, where you get light damage, you get dark damage. Both of those meters fill up. Once you fill up the meters, you can become Transcendent. It's almost like activating a different kind of super ability, where you're going to be able to do, you'll have like increased recharge on all of your abilities. You get access to a special grenade. It's really cool, and they're very powerful. So I do want to play with it more. That's about the extent that I know of it. I want to experience this again just for myself, so we'll figure out more about it. But this perk will be good to have if you are on Prismatic. I can see that happening. So, okay, and Salvation's Edge, guys. This is the name of the new raid. It's official. June 7th at 10 a.m. Pacific time, just at reset. That is when the raid goes live. We have contest mode enabled for 48 hours. Are you going for a clear? Let me know. I am. I don't think I'm going to get the world first raid belt, but we'll try. I mean, it would be cool. We're going to go through it as quick as we can. We have a very good team, a lot of very good players on our fire team, so I'm very excited for that. Make sure you're at 1965 power, and I would highly recommend, like, if you're considering doing a contest mode raid, really be honest with yourself with your level of skill in contest mode. Go into it, but don't get mad if you can't finish it, because this is designed to be the most brutal and punishing thing in the game. They only release these once a year. Grandmaster Nightfalls kind of are on par with this, but the problem here is no one knows what to do. No one has ever seen these encounters before. We've got to figure out everything on our own, and there's a lot of chunky and meaty bosses that we'll have to fight, so most people won't even be able to output enough damage. So just setting expectations. If you can't complete the contest mode raid, don't worry. It's like the most crazy hard thing in the game. But okay, you have to complete the Final Shape campaign and the Wildcard Exotic Quest in order to launch the raid, but only the fire team leader must meet the requirement. And then it's a warning, because there will be story spoilers in there that happen. It's going to assume that you know what happened in the Final Shape campaign. So again, just don't run the raid if you don't want to be spoiled. Just complete the campaign first and then hop in the raid. And then of course, guys, once the 48-hour contest mode is over with, it's going to be much easier. So like I said, don't get frustrated or sad if you don't get a contest mode clear. Yes, you do get a cool emblem, but it's not worth the stress. Just wait a couple days and you'll be able to get a clear, no problem. We're going to be doing a lot of helping runs, teaching runs. We want to make sure we can get as many people the clear as possible. And of course, we'll be running it for years to come, I'm sure. So by the way, join the Discord if you want any help with that. All right, completion criteria. They are changing the way that they are figuring out who the actual world's first is. Typically, they've required people to go to orbit. I don't really understand why. It just kind of, I guess, confirms that they were the first team to do it. But now you just have to get the chest at the end and then you're good. So if you are that world first team, congrats. I am jealous of those raid belts. They do look cool. Will Team Elysium get a fifth? I believe it's their fifth world first if they do it this time again. I think they have 3 or 4 now. Someone correct me there, but okay. World first raid on the Twitch rivals. So I'm going to sign up for this. I didn't realize I could. So I will be like a Twitch rival. You can get an emblem from me, which is cool. This is the emblem that you get. Stand in Salvation. Watch at least 2 hours of any Destiny 2 streamer. You're going to get this. That's free. Roots Remain. Watch at least 2 hours of Destiny 2 Twitch rival stream or any participating. So that's going to be me as well. I'm going to get signed up for this. Hopefully it's just an auto approval, but that's 2 emblems. And then you can get a third one if you want. This is Rest the Heart. You have to sub to your favorite Destiny 2 Twitch streamer. It doesn't have to be me. You can sub to me if you want. This will get you the emblem. I do have a Twitch channel, like I said. No pressure though. It has to be your favorite Destiny 2 streamer. So if I am your favorite, I would appreciate it. And then there are some Twitch emotes and badges as well that will be available that you can collect. Pretty cool. I've got to pick this up. This is the Pantheon displate, the Bungie displate. Look at all those bosses. Like, this is so cool. I need that now. There's a link to get it, by the way, there. The Pantheon Creator Challenge concludes. So this is Team Sweat 1. Congrats to Team Sweat. Evan, Pure Chill, Benny, Yellows, and Sneaky Beaver. So this was really fun. I watched every single week, and the Pantheon overall has just been such a major success and a big W for Bungie. So they get the Falling Guillotine Sword life size, which just looks so sick. I would love to have that. And then there's some updates to Fireteam Finder voice chat. I'm going to be honest, I don't really care about that. And then Cosplay Cosmodrome here. This is a pretty cool cosplay. This is from the ending cutscene that we got just a few days ago from the final shape. Bungie Rewards Last Chance. This is your last chance to access some incredible Bungie rewards tied to Destiny 2, Into the Light, Lightfall, Year 6 seasonal content, Moments of Triumph, and more. So this is it, guys. Get everything done. Get your legendary shards spent. Get 1 million raid banners, and get your Moments of Triumph done. All that stuff, because you will not have a chance to do that anymore. You can go to the Bungie Rewards or Bungie Store to see what you have access to. And that is it, guys. We have downtime, just a PSA downtime Monday. I think it's a 25-hour downtime. So get everything that you need to done before Monday, just to be safe. But I think that's it. We'll go ahead and stop it there. And guys, please join the Discord again. We'll hang out. Love you all. And I will see you next week in the final shape.